Deja vu. We are here. It is... And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
Deja vu. It's the playoffs again. Kings, Sharks, round one.
Yeah, that's right, Kings fans. I want to apologize. We haven't been on in a while. We've been celebrating ourselves a little bit more. Obviously, thanks to everyone for watching our big episode 100. And
the whole way through?
Yeah, if you made it the whole way through, congratulations. You win a prize. But tonight, obviously, we're going to be talking about game one of our series against the Sharks. So it should be an awesome episode.
It sure will be. Episode 101 entitled Round 1 Kings Sharks 2011, blah, blah, blah. Let's go.
Okay, so yes, Kings playing the Sharks in the playoffs. Let's just talk about the end of the season really quick. Kings had a chance to get that number 4 seed, and all they had to do was beat the Ducks once. Of course, it did not happen. The ideal opponent would have been the Preds. But no, we slipped down to number 7 and play the one of the most unideal opponents in the San Jose Sharks.
San Jose Sharks, I mean, the average person there weighs 209 pounds, yet they are a speedy team against the Los Angeles Kings, which is, I mean, let's be honest, slow and somewhat lethargic, especially now with Dustin Penner. But yeah, it was not an ideal matchup. I really wish we could have been in 4th and had home ice. Not so. Coming in tonight at the Shark Tank, expectations on KingsCast was low, although I know, of course, some of the fans thought we were going to trounce them.
Yeah, it was one of those, I mean, we're talking about the San Jose Sharks, and we're talking about a team that is definitely built for a cup run. They have been the last 5 years. Look at the players they have. They have arguably some of the best forwards in the world. You talk about Heatley and Thornton and Marlowe and Pavelski even. I mean, you got some fantastic players.
Logan
and then
Couture.
there's the Kings.
Couture.
Yeah, Couture.
Calder Trophy, 30 goals, yeah.
So going into the matchup, it's going to be, odds are tough, and no one in the world, not one person in the entire world, chose the Kings to win this series. So obviously, it was an uphill climb.
Actually, that's not true. Puck Daddy's Russian blogger, Dmitry Chesnikov, or whatever.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Kings in 7. But other than that, you're right. Pretty much no one else picked him to do it, except for Kings fans on our Facebook page. But yes, no one picked the Los Angeles Kings to win because realistically it's not going to happen without Anze Kopitar. However, we did get a piece of good news. Justin Williams, our second top scorer on the team, finally made his way back into the lineup tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about the first period. I mean, 28 seconds into the game, Sharks score, sloppy play by the Kings, and it's looking like it's like we predicted all along, that the Sharks are going to kill us.
Downhill.
And, it's just not going to happen. But
end of the first period, and the Kings have 3 shots on goal. It's 1-0 Sharks. This is going to be a effing train wreck.
It's the end of the first. Kings aren't looking so good, but at least Drew Daddy still's got his good looks.
Going into the second, able to get that equalizer, and a really tough, gritty game, I thought, by the Kings.
The Kings really stepped up their game. Really, I don't know what the heck Terry Murray said to them in the locker room. It probably wasn't Terry Murray, it was probably Matt Green. But yeah, whoever said what to whom in the locker room did a really good job firing them up because, down only 3 shots in the first period. They come up, they end up outscoring the Sharks 20-5, pick up 2 goals. The first one on the power play, great feed from Justin Williams to captain Dustin Brown, who's really stepped it up. And then another goal by Justin Williams, a goal and assist in the game. So,
all right, so it's tied after 2 periods. Look at them see. The Kings energy is picking up, and they're getting some shots. 4-3 Kings.
Keith, you're T-voing True Blood, right?
But yeah, going up 2-2 into the third, tie game. It's definitely not looking awful.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm surprised with this Kings team. A lot of the players stepped it up for sure. I mean, Ponikarovsky he's someone that Murray called him out, even more than Penner. I know he's had conversations with Penner, but he's like, Ponikarovsky, I expect him to do way more. Obviously, had a very disappointing regular season, but had a lot of good checks out there.
Great hits,
very physical, very present in the game. I thought he had a fantastic game.
Yeah, in fact, Coach Murray moved him up a couple of lines and bumped Dustin Penner down to the 4th line. I don't want to say he's a bust, and we talked about Penner in the last few shows, so we'll get to him at the season finale. But yeah, that was a rough game for him. But going into the third period, towards the end, the waning few minutes, who had the game-winning goal on his stick? but Kevin Westgarth. And Chris, I ask you, what the hell was Kevin Westgarth doing in the lineup?
That was a big thing that I do not understand what Murray was thinking there. Obviously, sat Muller tonight, the skilled little guy that Keith loves. For Kevin Westgarth, and it was kind of like he read some sort of gossip column to Coach Murray. Like, hey, I think there's going to be a fight, so we should put Westgarth in. You know what? The only fight of the game was with was with Kyle Clifford.
Right, against Ben Eager, who Kevin Westgarth should have been fighting in the first place. But you know what? We got enough tough people on the team. And, I know pretty much no one likes Oscar Moeller except for me and I think the Royal half. But, here's a guy that can actually score, has some hands, has some playmaking abilities. And you have a fourth line of, let's say Ponikarovsky or maybe now Dustin Penner and Trevor Lewis. I mean, there is some skill on that line. And when you don't have Anze Kopitar, you need to roll 4 lines that have a chance at doing something. And instead, Kevin Westgarth, of course, has 0 goals in the season and like 2 assists.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Exactly. But
all right, end of the third period, and we're tied up 2-2, so we're going 2-2 into overtime. It's the Los Angeles Kings. I'm saying Kings win this in the shootout, pick up the double points, 3-2, boom, boom.
If a real king and a shark were to face off, the king would just pull out its sword, stab it in the face, and cut its head off. Surprisingly to, I think, everyone, even the believers and the realists being KingsCast, game went into overtime, and this is where the Kings and Kings fans really missed the regular season format with this stuff. I mean, you get the point, which we did not get tonight.
No.
And you get the 4-on-4, which we obviously did not get tonight. No. And you get the shootout after 5 minutes of overtime. So obviously real hockey, 5-on-5 for 20 minutes full. That's where the Kings really missed it tonight. But talk about the overtime. I forgot how exciting overtime playoff hockey is. It's so exciting. It was really intense. It's like shift to shift, hit to hit, pass to pass. It's so exciting. And the Kings had several chances to put this one away tonight.
Several very good chances. I mean, there were parts of overtime where I thought, you know what? I think this might be the game that we win out of this 5-game series. Let's be real. But, in the end, Joe Pavelski, King Killer, comes in. Alec Martinez was a little sloppy on the play. And, the Sharks win it, which is not entirely surprising.
Yeah, Pavelski is a true king killer. It just happens. Lost the game, but there's still a chance. I think I going into game 2, I see the Kings losing. Sorry, realists and sorry fans, but you can tear us up on Facebook tomorrow. But I see us losing that game and coming back and maybe winning game 3.
Oh, it would be nice to come home and definitely take a game. Obviously without Kopitar in the lineup and with the way Penner's playing, there's going to be some tweaking of the lineup. Kings fans, your question of the day is, how would you tweak the lineup to get the Kings to the Stanley Cup Finals? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs.
All right, so it is the playoffs. Keith has started his playoff beard. He's got a little bit going on there.
A little some, probably not much.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long he actually grows that one out. But looking for that game, it's going to be exciting. We'll see what happens. I expect the Kings to come out again. We'll tinker with the lineup a little bit. Hopefully Westgarth is out. I mean, if you recall last year, Ivanon's played 1 game, and then we never saw him again ever.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back at you on Saturday after Game 2 of the Kings-Sharks game. So stay tuned for that. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.